Today, Dodge announced something that makes me big sad. The age of the muscle car, as we know it, is officially coming to an end. The time has come for the V8 powered Charger and Challenger to set sail one last time, but this time, like the Titanic they're secretly based on, they aren't coming back. But don't think that the cars are going out with a whimper. Nah, they're going out with a big bang. And the concept that's poised to replace them is something truly different. Not just another EV, but an EV with standard all-wheel drive that makes more power than the outgoing Hellcat and has a freaking exhaust system. Yeah, you heard me right. It's got what the Dodge boys are calling the Fratzonic Chambered Exhaust system, capable of the same 128 decibels of the outgoing supercharged V8. And it sounds like an exhaust clip stolen straight out of Roblox. But Dodge knows its customers, and I think they're sad to have to sunset the V8s as well. So for this last and final model year, 2023, they're giving us the absolute craziest cars yet. It all started with an airplane. Look, lots of the greatest cars are named after either horses, World War II aircraft, or both. The Mustang is both named after a horse and one of the greatest aircraft ever, the P-51. The Charger's named after a horse, the Hellcat's named after the F-6F Hellcat, another insane World War II airplane, and the Camaro... Actually, don't ask what the Camaro is since no one really knows. Fast forward about a half a century and Dodge needs a new trim package for their premier new age muscle cars. Since the P-51 Mustang was a contemporary of the F-6F Hellcat, that made it an easy choice. What did they make that was worthy of such a name? Oh, you know, just like 700 horsepower. They supercharged their famous Hemi V8 and stuffed it into the Challenger and Charger platforms, making them not only some of the most powerful cars you could buy, but netting them 100 more horses than their Ford rivals. Why? Well, if you ask FCA Director Chris Cowland, they built it because they could. They wanted to make a statement about the brand, which they did, because with the Hellcat and the spin-off, the Demon, Dodge became synonymous with the word power. They saved the muscle car, became silver screen sensations, and basically redefined what an American car could and should be. While everyone else was off doing weird stuff like going mid-engined or turning out electric SUVs, the Challenger and Charger were symbols of excess that anyone could aspire to own. Dodge created the antidote to EV anxiety, and then one-upped it by offering the pill in convenient, direct-to-consumer packaging. And then they decided the LS Swap the World story needed an antagonist. This is something for all you petrol heads to keep in mind. Dodge will just sell you a crated, supercharged Hellcat engine. But that's not the one you want. I mean, sure, it's a great engine, and it'll make your Resto Mod 67 CUDA the meanest thing on the streets. It's just, there's a better one. Dodge makes a crate engine called the Hellefant. That's a combination of the Hellcat themes mixed with the name of their old big block engine from the 60s, the Elephant. All right, now, look, I won't get too far into car history with this one, but companies used to love to name their engines. Chevy had the Mouse engines, aka the famous Chevy small block, which were naturally followed by the Rat engines, the big block 427. Ford had the Windsors, and Dodge had Hemi, which stood for hemispherical combustion chamber, which was actually something that a lot of cars had. Dodge just decided theirs were the most special. The big Hemi, which was really big, it was a 426. It was the engine, man. Like, if you've ever been to a real NHRA drag race, you've seen a bunch of them. They made over 400 horsepower way back in the 60s, and today they regularly make over 800 with just bolt-ons. Their sheer size earned them the nickname Elephant, which begs the question, how do you follow that up? Well, the Hellefant, which I need to remind you is just a crate engine you can buy for your car right now with a Mopar factory warranty, makes, are you sitting down, 1,000 horsepower at a roundabout price of 30 grand. That's probably the cheapest 1,000 horsepower you could possibly get. And our friend James, aka the Stradman, did this exact swap to his Jeep Gladiator 6x6. Man, I love YouTubers. And I love Dodge. And I love when they both come to the party. Which is why I was very upset to learn that the next Hellcats would be the last Hellcats. But almost certainly the best. It's not just the production Charger and Challenger that are being celebrated this year. They're also giving us a Hellcat Durango, so you can win drag races against your friends while towing your project car. We're getting the option to buy a brand new rolling chassis with the Challenger drag pack, a Challenger body in white, and even a vintage Charger body, made entirely of carbon fiber. Fast forward to 2024 and the Hellcats will be gone. The Charger and Challenger as we know them, gone. Because even though we thought Dodge would never abandon gasoline engines, well, they're abandoning gasoline engines. But not without giving us one last hurrah. The final edition Hellcats will have a trim for everyone, including a convertible, a manual, and a car that's built specifically to kill all tires. A 909 horsepower last call 2023 Hellcat Charger and Challenger. Seriously, the 2023 models will have a last call badge under the hood because, as Dodge puts it, we wanted to make sure we're celebrating these cars properly. At the top, like we alluded to, is a special Finale Edition Challenger. The 6.2-liter supercharged V8 isn't completely new or anything like that, but it is tuned to run on E85, giving it 909 horsepower. Now that's a little underwhelming considering that Hennessy has had a 1,000 horsepower Hellcat kit for like ever. And the aforementioned Elephant crate engine straight up comes from Dodge. We know they can do it. Of course, I don't really want to undersell it either. This is a production car that normal people can go out and buy, and it comes with a warranty, and you don't have to do any sort of work to it or deal with a third-party company like Hennessy. From the factory, 900 horsepower. It's not even that expensive. You could have a wimpy little C8 Corvette or drive off the lot in a 900 horsepower Hellcat. I know which one I prefer. There's that looming dread though, the word finale, reminding us that the electric future is coming. Now normally on these kinds of vids, I'd fade out, maybe play some sad music, say that it's a disappointment. That actually isn't how this video is gonna end though, since Dodge just announced their new electric vehicle that's replacing the Hellcat. And it's getting me very excited. Woo! It'll have 800 horsepower.
Guilty as charged.
But yeah, whatever, electric vehicles all make tons of power. It's all-wheel drive. But again, yeah, that's EVs. Cool, it's standard though. It's also gonna sound like a Banshee. We already covered that. Other weird highlights include a potential manual transmission, which is really crazy. I have no idea what they're gonna do with that. And it has a crazy name, the SRT Charger Daytona. The biggest thing, to me, is the design. First things first, the Charger is a two-door again. And if I'm honest, they absolutely nailed the look. It reminds me immediately of the real Chargers of the 60s and early 70s. But get this right, it's all modern. The front has a wing, which will absolutely keep the car planted to the ground, which betrays something Dodge seems to want to keep a secret. This car isn't about the environment. Dodge does not give one single shit. A front wing, all-wheel drive, 800 horsepower, sharp, sexy muscle car design instead of something shaped like an egg. Dodge is going all in on performance. In fact, the Banshee drivetrain, which is the electric replacement for the Hellcat line, and the name of multiple military aircraft, is an evil demon product specifically built to prove that electric cars can be exciting by being faster and louder. The Hellcat can do a sub 12-second quarter mile and can hit 121 decibels at wide open throttle. So Dodge is claiming their electric Charger is a 10-second car. That'll cause you to go deaf. I don't know if that's true, but look, what I can say is I personally love the look, and I'm excited to find out if it is a 10-second car. Dodge, send us one so that we can find out if the performance really holds up. Meanwhile, what do you all think? Like, honestly, I know that most people don't want to go electric. But after seeing the new Charger, are you even maybe a little excited? Let me know. Otherwise, this has been Ideal. Go watch our overdrive video here on the OG Charger, or watch whatever YouTube recommends right over here. Thanks for watching, people.